when you come to Sydney, there's only a couple of people you have to stop and see. The Aussie Cossack is one of them. He's the most Sydney thing available in 2021.
I'm not going to entertain you tonight.
Is this what you're doing? Is this
you are under arrest at the moment for an alleged breach of the Public Health Act that occurred at 5:25 p.m. Monday the 4th of October 2021.
I try to make it entertaining because it demoralises the police. When the police realise that Aussie Cossack...
Just admit you're a funny man. Just say it. Look down the barrel of that camera.
Not as funny as Avi Yemini, I admit it.
Fact to fact.
A Russian cookbook.
That could be evidence of Russian intelligence right there. Look at that. That's possible links to Russian government. If you want to make a good borscht or a chicken Kiev, you got the instructions right there.
You kind of brushed over this. Firearms prohibition order. Most people don't know what that is. Well, I had to ask you what it was because I noticed your house was getting searched because they have this order. Your car was getting searched. What does that actually mean? What is it?
So a firearms prohibition order, a real one, usually they're used against people who have committed, gun crimes. It's sometimes, or very often, or should I say, is used by the police to intimidate a certain person. By having a firearms prohibition order, police have a free ticket to stop you anytime, search you anytime, to stop any vessel, aircraft, vehicle, and search any house, any place.
Do you have firearms?
No, I've never held a firearms license in Australia or any firearms. It's a politically motivated attack.
Just so people understand, they don't need a warrant anymore.
Can I see the warrant, actually?
It's not a warrant.
You're saying, so this is the warrant?
No, it's not a warrant, it's an order.
So with this, you can search anytime you like, day and night?
Come on, man, I explained this all.
All right. I disagree with this completely. I think this is just a way of police to harass me and my beautiful wife any time of the day and night.
Do you mind to wear a mask? Do you need a mask just for our safety?
I'm in my own house, mate.
I understand, but do you mind wearing a mask?
There's no way I'm wearing a mask in my own house. Impossible. If you're worried about safety, you shouldn't be raiding people during COVID.
Just before we get into it, I want to shout out to our sponsors of this video, Atlas VPN, which, by the way, I have switched on every single time I watch the Aussie Cossacks content because I don't want any of these friends tracking my online movements. I'm kidding. But for real, Atlas VPN is fundamental for anyone who takes their online security seriously. Atlas VPN is a virtual private network that makes all of your internet traffic travel through an encrypted tunnel. This way, it protects you from spying, public Wi-Fi dangers, and hides your IP address and your online activities. Even the KGB won't be able to track you. Let's try Cossack. Atlas VPN also automatically scans leaked databases and informs you of any past or recent breaches where your personal information was exposed, such as your email addresses, usernames, and passwords. Scary stuff. But the best thing, for me at least, is how it unlocks streaming services. You might know that Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, all of them, they have geo restrictions due to licensing rights. This means that hundreds of exclusive shows or even the streaming services themselves are not available down under. With Atlas VPN, you can bypass the geo restrictions and access all the content anywhere in the world. Don't take my word for it. Test it yourself. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you're not risking anything. You got everything to gain. Select a server in the US, reload your Netflix, and see how many more shows you get to access. It's unreal. And guess what? Now is the best time to get in on it. Atlas VPN has a massive discount for a 3-year deal. For only $1.39 US a month, you get it all. What are you waiting for?
Привет. Привет. It's alleged you also have Russian heritage.
My grandmother's Russian.
It's a proven allegation.
Proven it?
There's Russians everywhere. It's a conspiracy.
A Russian Jew.
Oh, that's good. Russia is a very multi-ethnic country. The Russian Empire, Soviet Union, there's about 160 nationalities. So as you can see in Australia, we've got Palashuk, Ukrainian, we've got Gladys Berejiklian, Armenian. So anyone who alleges that there's a Russian conspiracy is probably right. There are Russians everywhere.
I have a few Russian friends, but we're not here to talk about me, my friends, or the Russian community. We're here to talk about the Aussie Cossack, who in the last few months has gained a little bit of attention, both positive from the public and not as positive from different law enforcement and state groups. Who is the Aussie Cossack?
Aussie Cossack is just a regular construction worker who was driving on the way back from a building site and was intercepted by overzealous police. And they created the Aussie Cossack. I mean, I wasn't looking for trouble that day. I was just driving through the city with an Aussie flag out the sunroof.
That's looking for trouble in Australia in 2021. Just I have to fact check.
Yes.
This is rebel news. This is not fake news. Aussie flag is allegedly extremism, a symbol of hate these days.
Possibly terrorism.
Shh, can't.
I'm not a terrorist, but if you ask the ABC, they might say I am.
ABC, if you ask them, I'm a white supremacist, so good on you.
There you go. Well, then they're going to say that we had a white supremacist meeting.
This is going to be a really confusing article for the ABC.
ABC
Go
got
on.
a brain explosion.
So you're saying essentially what I'm hearing is the police started the Aussie Cossack. So thanks.
Look, thanks to the police. I mean, if they just left me alone and ignored me, like my mother said, she said, "What's wrong with these police? Don't they realise they're just building your campaign and increasing public sentiment against themselves?" So it's like, poking the bear, and they're woken him up.
You are a bear. Let's be honest.
Well, thank you. That's we can put in my Tinder profile, the bear. Anyway, I don't have Tinder. My wife's watching this. She's going to be really upset at me. Outrageous allegation. It's not true. Cut. But anyway, the police did this, and they only have themselves to blame. And I didn't ask to be pulled over the first time. Maybe the second time, third time, fourth time I did. But look, I take pleasure in every encounter with the police. Like, they try and intimidate me. They send 15, 16, 17 cops to surround my car, the Land Cruiser. The police need to know that they created the Aussie Cossack. They only have themselves to blame. And it's the people out there. For example, the 4,500 phone calls that Burwood Police Station received while I was incarcerated. I mean, the police couldn't wait to get rid of me. And these phone calls continued for days and days from Poland, from United States, United Kingdom. And it's a great thing that the world is watching Australia, and the world is actually on our side. I'm talking about the Australian people's side.
We are having a lot of banter and a lot of laugh, and you're good fun. People who watch Aussie Cossack stuff know this. You're a funny guy. You are a funny guy. You're not as funny as me, but you're funny. You're getting it.
Thank you. Look, a lot of people have been asking for us to get together.
Okay. Again, your wife is watching this, In
a political capacity.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand. I thought I was getting excited.
And that's illegal in Russia anyway.
We're not in Russia, mate. This is Australia still. It's not China. This is Australia. Although Putin seems to be less authoritarian than some of the government we have here. But anyway, different subject. We're joking around, but there's underlying some really serious issues here. I know you, for example, have a number of orders against you and bail conditions put against you, which are outrageous.
They're outrageous. If anyone's seen the cartoon Tom and Jerry, so it starts with the cat chasing the mouse, and then a few minutes later, for some reason, the mouse is chasing the cat. So if we look at what's happening with Simeon Boykov, the Aussie Cossack, and the New South Wales Police, I think we're at the stage where the mouse is now chasing the cat. Because first the police were trying to get rid of me or attack me, search me, firearms prohibition orders, personal safety orders, public safety orders. I can't go within 5 kilometres of the city and so forth. But now they put bail conditions on, which actually prohibit me from being within 100 metres of a New South Wales police officer. So my barristers had a look at these conditions and they said this is outrageous. People that commit serious crimes against police even don't get given these conditions. So it appears that the police are confused. They've realised that they've made a few mistakes. They've started withdrawing charges because the charges are outrageous. For example, being pulled over, lights and sirens in a loading zone. They check everything, search everything, didn't come up with anything. So what do? Give me a ticket for stopping in a loading zone. I mean, that's nonsense. So this is the kind of stuff they're scraping the bottom barrel. This firearm prohibition order is completely outrageous. We've actually appealed it, and we hope to get it lifted. But at the same time, I don't mind having it. You know why?
Why?
Because every time the police see me, now they have to search me. If you do a search right, this is what's waiting for the cops. So plenty of warning, surveillance. We've got ample metal boxes with padlocks, and we've got safes here and electronic safes. They're going to have to guess the combination. And we've got... So this is what waits the police, and this is why the police don't want to stop me anymore, because they know it's a full setup, it's a trap. We've got the car rigged with hidden cameras, and I just can't wait for some constable, overzealous, wanting to become a senior constable, see this car, pull it over. And what is he going to do with this? What's going to happen is I'm going to throw him a bunch of keys, about 300 keys, and say, knock yourself out, figure it out. What's in the box is the question.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Well, have you ever heard
We won't tell the cops.
I'll give you a hint. Have you heard of a matryoshka? It's a Russian doll. You get a big doll, and there's a little doll, another little doll. Something like that. But tune in. It's going to be hilarious. But now they don't want to stop me. I've actually got a suspicion that they are going to withdraw this FPO because they realise by having an FPO, they've basically guaranteed that the Aussie Cossack channel will have content for the next 80 years, if I should live that long, God willing. So I'm able to pass it on to my kids and they get an FPO on them. It's just like a perpetual ticket for content. So they have stopped stopping me. So I don't know, should we get rid of it? Should we not get rid of it? We'll wait and see what they say.
Listen, one thing I don't know whether they're going to withdraw or not withdraw it. It's outrageous that they ever put on. I know we're laughing the bail conditions of not being able to approach cops. That's outrageous. All these things are outrageous. But one thing I know for sure, whether they withdraw it or not, your content will continue to be very entertaining.
Thank you very much. Look, you know what it is? It's the people out there, the Aussie people, who inspire me, honestly, just like they inspire all of us, all of the independent journalists. There's a real need for this, and there's a big trend in Australia. People have stopped watching mainstream media. If you look at a Channel 7 video on YouTube, it gets 4,000 views. If you look at an RV Yemini video, it gets 300,000 views. Friendly Geordies, 500,000 views.
So, no, I get more than Friendly Geordie. No, take it back.
I retract that comment. According to RV Yemini, he gets more than Friendly
That's
Geordies.
defamation. Yeah.
Well, Friendly Geordies is handing out money for defamation, so you might be lucky.
I see.
He just gave 100,000 to John Barilaro.
And he claimed it a win. I just found that because I just went through defamation as well. We settled where we didn't take down the videos, we didn't apologise, and we didn't pay a cent of court costs. I was getting sued by a gangland lawyer, and Friendly Geordies is celebrating a win. It cost him $100,000. Keep doing what you're doing. We'll be in touch. I'm sure our paths will cross again. Stay out of trouble, or if you choose to, stay in it. Either way, keep that content coming, brother.
Mate, it's a pleasure. And a lot of your commentators, my commentators, they've been saying, you got to meet Harvey, you got to do a collab.
Let's get a photo now. I'm going to get a photo and we'll chuck it on Insta and drive the country nuts.
Drive the country nuts. We've got Parliament in the back and
We'll do it.
the safes in the back.